And, Vic, I want to give you some time to talk about Shedeur over the weekend because I'll tell you the two most shocking picks.
I thought it was the most dramatic NFL draft for what was happening in I don't know how many years.
And without that story, let's be honest,
more than that.
Without the Shedeur story, that would have been a pretty boring draft.
Yeah.
But when the Saints took Tyler Shuck, sorry. When they took him 40 overall, you're like, oh, boy. And then the Browns taking Gabriel in the third round.
How about that Browns quarterback room right now? You got Dylan Gabriel, who's meh. You got Flacco, who's a grandfather. You got Deshaun Watson, who's not playing.
Yeah.
You've got Pickett Hands. Pickett Hands is in that room.
Gabriel and Shedeur.
I have never seen a more diverse quarterback room in my life.
You talk to people who are very much aware of what was happening. So tell us what they told you.
I'm going to tell you what I know NFL circles. And this is not just one person telling me. This is 2 or 3 people telling me in the NFL, close to this situation, who are decision makers, who have an interest in this. Shedeur Sanders, why do you think he fell? What is the popular notion? Oh, well, he's too big for his britches. Oh, he's always flashing that cash and his watch. Has nothing to do with that.
It seems to be 2 things, Vic. He's either a horrible interviewer who's too arrogant, or the entire league colluded against him. That's what I heard.
As nothing, and, I had to write this stuff down because I didn't want to forget it. So let me get to it. All right. The 2 reasons why Shedeur Sanders fell in the draft. Number 1 reason, according to NFL, this is the entire league, he takes too many sacks. And all we heard when he was at CU, why did he take sacks? He has horrible offensive linemen, right? Oh, it's off.
Right.
It's not the way NFL scouts see it. The way we watch a game and the way they watch a game are 2 entirely different viewing points.
Yeah.
They see a quarterback taking sacks. We see a bad offensive line. Takes too many sacks, doesn't process quick enough, thereby more sacks, and that's the number 1 reason he fell. Sacks.
Yeah.
Quarterback stat, viewed by many. Sacks. The number 2 reason he fell.
Sean Payton said that about Russell Wilson, remember?
Yes. The number 2 reason he fell, and this is a little more layered, and this is going to cause some controversy, but let me explain myself the way it was explained to me. The NFL saw through the staging that was given to Shedeur Sanders by his dad. He staged his numbers. He gave him ample receiver. Well, I'm going to give it to you right now. How many receivers went to the NFL out of this CU draft class? 3 were drafted. 1 was a free agent. He had 4 receivers that he worked with, stud receivers. The way they ran the offense, who did it revolve around? Oh, Shedeur. They threw the ball all the time.
Yep.
They believe
they threw the ball when they're up 20 with a minute left in the game.
They believe the offense. It's hard to walk away and say, well, we don't know what we're seeing here because it was staged to make him look good, according to the people I spoke to.
Yeah.
And they didn't trust it. It was staged. It was propped. You don't know what to do with these numbers because are they real or are they just the product of daddy ball?
So it's like in a roundabout way, not for the daddy ball stuff, but like remember Timmy Chang had like that season in Hawaii where he threw for 1 billion yards, or like Kellen Moore did at Boise State. They're like, well, how it's a lot of numbers, but how does it translate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lastly, okay, so then I ask, so why would Cleveland pass on him, take another rookie, and then go get him in the 5th round? Why? Very simple. You take him in the 5th round because the guaranteed money is way less than it would be in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it doesn't work out,
you can cut bait.
Easy to cut.
What if he really is that good?
Listen, and everything I just said, I hope he proves people wrong, especially after that BS that he had to face with the.
I hope he goes. I hope he goes there and kicks
I really
butt.
do. I think, in fact, I think he's the best player in their quarterback room right now. I do. I think he's better than Pickett Hands. I think he's better than Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Joe Flacco. Maybe not as seasoned, obviously. Deshaun Watson's not going to play. He's hurt. The point is, those are the reasons Shedeur Sanders fell. Those are the reasons.
Is there another thing to it, though? Because even with everything you're saying being true, Dylan Gabriel is not better than Shedeur.
No.
Like there's got to be a multiplying factor of, and we know how this works in the NFL. The NFL will overlook everything if you can play.
I'm telling you right now.
But hang on. You can be a terrible person and they don't care.
Yeah.
There's plenty of examples of that. You can be arrogant, and they don't care because there's plenty of examples of that. But when you get to the marginal range that they view you in, along with some other stuff, then it starts to get a little wonky, right? So could the interview stuff that we heard in the pre-draft process have factored in along with the other things?
Again, topic number one was the sacks. He takes too many sacks. So if you take that and say he's not as NFL ready as people think he is, all right, will he be a bona fide backup? To be a backup in this league, you have to be selfless. You have to be willing to.
You have to be quiet.
Exactly. Yeah. So now NFL scouts and coaches are going, well, wait a minute, that's not him. Oh, we want somebody who's going to come in and not make noise.
That's part of the Tebow problem that he had, right?
You can't have. Yeah, that's exactly right. I think Tebow could have continued in some fashion, but the hype and the hoopla around him.
It was too much.
Teams don't want to deal. Teams don't want to deal with it. You can't. Yes. You can't come into the league as a backup with your own brand.
See,
that doesn't work.
And this is where I have issues because if people keep bringing race into this, and it really ticks me off.
Yeah.
Because the same issue occurred with Tim Tebow.
Mm-hmm.
So are we going to call that race? Tim Tebow brought a party with him. He brought a different attraction.
Yeah.
And he had his people that wanted to see him thrive. We were all into Tebow mania. But the league saw right through it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give John Elway all the credit in the world. He saw right through it and made the necessary change.
And Tebow couldn't really throw the ball either.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he was also
– You won.
The point is –
I got you.
That's the point I'm trying to make. I think at the end of the day, I think Shedor's dad did him a disservice the way he coached him in college.
I think so too. We'll jump back to this in a bit. Yes.
When Tebow threw the touchdown pass to DT, it was like, yay.
Oh, for
yay,
Elway, yeah.
Yeah. He knew. We all knew.